So today, Microsoft decided to have a conference at Gamescom. And what happened was Microsoft decided to also announce Halo Wars 2, a sequel to the real-time strategy game for the Xbox 360, but this time for the Xbox One and Windows 10, and not just the Xbox, of course. Now, despite the first one having kind of a mixed gamer reception, with criticisms either being about how the game was too different from many real-time strategy games due to the fact that it was one of the few designed around a console, and also due to the fact that the game was a real-time strategy game in a series known for first-person shooters, which alienated a lot of the MLG frag player base. However, due to the unique position of the game being one of the few real-time strategy games on consoles, along with the fact that it was a lot different than many other Halo games, there were some people out there who wanted a sequel. And Halo Wars 2 has in fact been confirmed not only for the Xbox One, but for the PC as well, which is pretty fitting considering how it's a real-time strategy game, and it's being developed by the Creative Assembly. So with all this being said, what could possibly go wrong? Well, quite a few things actually. Now, one of the biggest problems with this game is that it's obviously not out yet, and that there are only trailers. So why is this a bad thing? Simple. Because if you can't actually play the game in your hands and see how it is, how do you know if the game is going to be any good? And of course, how do you know if the game is going to be buggy or not? You see, lots of people fall into the pre-order trap, where they pre-order games based off the trailers and how it looks at E3, and then in reality they get a half-baked product, and I've done that several times, most recently with the Halo Master Chief Collection. Now, I don't know if you remember E3 2014, but that's where the Halo Master Chief Collection was shown for the first time to the public, and it was hyped up like crazy. 343 came in and was like, this game is going to be all the Halo games on one disc, just as you remembered it exactly in their original forms. And yes, he actually said that they would be on the Xbox One in their original forms exactly how they were years ago. And then when the game came out on day one, it was absolutely broken. The online simply didn't work. And I mean, you could go into matchmaking, you could wait however long you'd want, and maybe you'd be lucky if you could get into a game or two. That's how broken the Master Chief Collection was when it came out. And even now, the matchmaking is still a bit flaky, and that's not the worst problem with this game, because when they finally fixed the matchmaking, there were all these other bugs that people started noticing that did not exist in the original games, just because the matchmaking was broken. And I mean, these were serious bugs, from stuff such as the netcode simply not working, and even now I've heard of reports of Halo 2's netcode in the Master Chief Collection being so broken to the point where you can unload a sniper rifle on somebody standing still and it won't register because of how broken the netcode is. To features just not working right, such as parties, and parties still don't work right. And let's not forget all the little glitches that did not exist in the original games that now were in the Master Chief Collection because of how much of a poor porting job it was. And of course, did I mention they didn't even port the Xbox versions of Halo 1 and 2, but they ported the PC versions instead? So PC exclusive glitches happened on the Xbox One versions too, especially with 2, because 2 had glitches that did not happen on the Xbox version, along with super jumping being patched on the PC version. And let's not forget that they've removed features from the Halo games such as ping counters, Halo 1's hit marker, and more. I mean, you still can't make custom emblems in Halo 3, for example, or Halo 2 because 343 doesn't want you to. And you know that Halo 3 ODST campaign compensation gift they gave to early players? That lacks Firefight, which was one of the main reasons people played ODST in the first place. Good thing backwards compatibility is coming to the Xbox One, so if it's on the list, you're likely to be able to play Firefight finally on the Xbox One. Of course, it's in the 360 version and not the 60 frames per second version, but then again, considering how many bugs the Master Chief Collection has, maybe that's for the better. And here's the thing though, multiple times I tried to give the Master Chief Collection chance after chance. And it's been 8 months at least since the game came out, and it's still broken. And in the end, it's an utter disappointment for something that was supposed to celebrate the Halo franchise. And moving on to the other company involved, the Creative Assembly. Now, while I haven't really played the Total War series, what I have heard about that series is that many of the games in it have had buggy launches, notably Rome 2 Total War and Empire Total War. And of course, Alien Isolation, I know for a fact, has plenty of bugs in it too, because a friend who has that game has reported how it has lots of bugs in it. And I've actually been in Skype calls with him complaining about how that game is buggy. And I've seen videos of how buggy that game is. Maybe not as bad as something like Colonial Marines, but Alien Isolation has its share of bugs. And that's something you can't overlook, especially considering how 343 Industries is publishing it. Honestly, though, about Halo Wars 2, what I'm trying to say is this. If you got burnt once from a video game that was broken and unfinished when it came out, and they never fixed it for 8 months even after many fans demanded it, would you buy another game from the same company at launch on release date, or would you wait a few days to see how buggy it actually is in the real world? That's what I'm trying to say. Don't pre-order Halo Wars 2. Maybe it might turn out to be a good game, but I wouldn't go pre-ordering it, especially after 343 has shown they do not care about Halo fans whatsoever with the Master Chief Collection. And I honestly wouldn't pre-order Halo 5 either, but that's another story. So all in all, that's all I have to say about this. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.